Hey gang, it's Wednesday, which means it's time for a favorite find. And this week, we got a cool favorite find. It's not mine either. Longtime viewer and supporter of the channel, Jay, sent in a really cool ring that he found. And it's got a cool story. So check this bad boy out. It's an 18 karat gold Cartier wedding band. Now, the story gets better or worse depending on your own personal beliefs. So Jay's out metal detecting the beach. He's a beach hunter, finds plenty of good stuff. He goes out there and a guy approaches him and he's like, "Hey, I'm a lifeguard." Jay's first thought, according to his email, was that he was gonna get hassled because like they got these like beach passes for detection. And he had left his in his car, but he got lucky. The lifeguard says, "Hey, the other day a couple lost a Cartier wedding ring down the way from here. Can you help find it?" Jay's an eager detector, so he's like, "Sure, of course." The lifeguard then drives him 10 blocks from where he is to go look for this thing. They get out there and they see that the beach sweepers, which these big, machines that come by and clean the beach and stuff, have already been through. So he's thinking this is going to be tough. Within 5 minutes, he hits a solid, clean low tone, and it turns out there's the ring. The lifeguard calls the couple. Oh, by the way to go to this lifeguard. Like, really, he's doing the thing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, how often do you like experience brushes with like, just nobody cares? You know what I mean? So the fact that this guy thought about it, saw Jay, acted on it, and then like, drove Jay to go get this thing, it's pretty impressive. Anyway, he calls him, gets the description of it, it fits, boom, Jay leaves the ring with the lifeguard. This is a successful ring recovery, right? But is it successful? It's like a $1,500 wedding ring, right? You just hand it off. We put all this time and money into searching for treasure, and you just give it back. Now, I've said several times that I'm more of a treasure hunter than a treasure returner. But I do have to commend Jay on his honesty, his morality, and being an overall incredibly good ambassador of this hobby. Now, ring recoveries, jewelry recoveries can be very difficult for a lot of reasons. One, people oftentimes don't know where they lost stuff. They think they know, but they don't. The item you're looking for is difficult to find. If you're not the type of person that like digs everything, they can be incredibly difficult to find. Gold chains especially. Silver chains are tough enough. Gold chains are real tough unless it's a big fat boy. But then you do find it. But then you gotta hand it over. This is a conundrum for the treasure hunter. Okay, now I've had some interesting ring recoveries. I had one where I found an 18 karat gold high school class ring. Now that's unusual. Most class rings are not 18 karat gold. I found the owner of the ring. They had lost it not too long ago. They blocked me. I kept the ring, of course. I'm gonna keep the ring. Which works out. I'm actually kind of glad they blocked me. I was just like, "Hey, I found, your ring, yada, yada, yada." They blocked me, whatever. My ring now. And that ring will probably get melted down and turned into another ring for me eventually. Or some piece of jewelry for a treasure project, which I've been slacking on the treasure projects. Anyway, we'll get to that later. We'll talk about that on Walk and Talk because I really want to revisit that. But I was really surprised at the reaction. Not all ring recoveries or like jewelry recoveries go smoothly and are pleasant. If you've ever had a bad jewelry recovery experience, let me know. I know they happen. I've talked to Elliot Langford, one of the Langford twins. He goes by Detecting Carolina on Instagram, and I think Detecting Carolina on TikTok as well. I just call him Smelly It. He's a good dude, great detector. His brother's a great detectorist too, Eli. And I know that he's had some challenging recoveries. People don't thank him. They just take the thing and just leave. You'll actually find a lot of times that there's a big indifference. For some people, you find their thing, they don't care. These are things that we encounter every day, not even just like returning stuff. It happens, okay? I will say, don't let jerks, like affect your outlook on this sort of thing. Now, you probably won't see a lot of ring recoveries on my channel because I just don't care about clout that much. I'm not going to go out and seek to make a video of like a recovery. When I first started doing this, I tried a couple times. And like I said, ring recoveries are difficult, jewelry recoveries are difficult. They just don't always work out. And I'm in the habit of keeping stuff. I'm a treasure hunter, not a treasure returner. But I am very glad and proud of Jay for doing such a good thing. And I gotta tell you, it takes a lot of strength to do that, to hand it over. The thing that we search so hard for. I'm proud of you, Jay. You did a good job. And I hope everyone who sees this is proud of you too. Now, I know some people, they don't care either way. That's just how this hobby is. But let me know in the comments if you ever had a bad experience with a ring recovery. I know they happen from time to time. If you'd like stickers or any swag I may have at the time, feel free to email me at igetthattreasure@gmail.com. Or if you just want to submit a favorite find, we can talk about it here. I'd love to show it. Speaking of recoveries, there's at least one website I know of that you can become a member of, if you're a detectorist, to help find people's jewelry. It's called Ring Finders. Now, I'm not exactly certain how it works. I think you pay like a fee and they end up giving you leads, because at the end of the day, here's how this works. If you find someone's stuff, right, you might be able to get a permission out of it. That's a lot of this is about permission leads. You do a good deed, you get rewarded with permission. Maybe. You have to pursue it though. A lot of people aren't thinking about that. If they see you at the beach, they're not going to think that you may want to detect their family's land. They may just think that you just detect the beach. Remember that too. Also remember that, people don't think like how you think. So if there's something you want, you need to ask for it. This is good, just across the board advice. But if you do a good, successful ring, we're going to be like, hey, if someone's like, can I reward you? You'd be like, do you know a place where I can go metal detect? You may come up with some good permissions that way. So that's a good rule of thumb, definitely a best practice, really. This is one of those, people will say that you have to be your own best advocate, and that's true, especially in this hobby as well. If you want permissions, you got to ask for them. You can sit around and wait for someone to offer you a place to detect. You could be sitting for a long time. You have to go out and reach out and grab what it is you want, okay? So I hope that that little bit of information goes a long way to help you in your detecting adventures. Actually, that's the root of this whole thing. You cannot sit around and wait. You must go out and take action. And that's for everything. This hobby especially. Anyway, I've gone on. But thank you so much to Jay, who sent in this beautiful ring that he found and gave back. You did a good deed. And you're a great ambassador of our hobby. And a good representative of what a metal detectorist should be. So, I hope that when presented with the same opportunity, I have the strength to let go of the gold. I may not, okay? I may not. But anyway, we'll talk more about that kind of stuff on Friday's Walk and Talk. I really appreciate everyone who's helped support this channel. If you get out this week, I hope you get that treasure. And thank you so much for watching.